Are Flamers of Tzeentch 4.2 any good? So let's re-examine the Flamers for a baseline from which we can judge others of their ilk. How do Tzeentch's enemies become much crispier? Let's find out. Recruited for 850 favor base and 213 upkeep on Ultra, this gets you 12 elemental entities with 3084 health between them, ridiculously weak in the larger scheme of things. Barrier points are 750, not the 800 of some recent videos. Armor is a weed-thin 10. Physical resistance is 20, leadership 60, speed 50, charge speed is 60, and those are both very, very respectable figures. Melee attack is 28 base, and like the Exalted Flamer, melee attacks count as flaming, magical, and inflict warp fire. In other words, it's a self-buff for the Flamer's own attacks. Attack interval is 4 and splash target size is medium, so affecting basic cavalry, with a maximum of entities damaged of 4. Melee defense is a miserable 12. Weapon strength is 46, split between 12 base and 34 armor piercing. That's not a high figure, but the disruptive effect and the debuff are at least somewhat useful. Charge bonus is 8 and mass is 700. For ranged, ammunition is 10 default with a range of 90, as in only 90. Missile damage is listed as 304, counting as flaming, magical, and inflicting warp fire, the range streams. Note that's 304 per flamer entity. Each shot inflicts 5 base damage and 13 armor piercing, with a more minor explosion effect, 3 base damage and 6 armor piercing, with a 3 meter detonation radius. Like the Exalted Flamer, each volley has 9 shots within it for, quote, 1 ammo, unquote. Reload time is 8, total accuracy is 20, calibration distance is 40, as in only 40, and calibration area is a relatively tight 1.4. So the problem here is that attacking units that are beyond 40 meters will involve a lot of inaccuracy and spread, and under 40 meters the odds of getting interrupted and unable to use the firepower at range are very high. In the Kairos tech tree, Many Colored Fires grants plus 10% range and plus 8% missile strength at 3 pips, and the Incendiary Ascent gives rank 7 Flamers plus 6 leadership, plus 24% melee weapon strength, and 15% spell resistance. This time, let's also look at the Chaos Lord and Chaos Sorcerer role lines. Warp Fire grants speed plus 6%, melee defense plus 8, and plus 12% missile strength to Flamers with 3 pips. And Malevolent Ranger grants rank 7 Flamers, armor plus 10, reload time reduction of 10%, and missile resistance 15%. Missile resistance is an interesting spin, but hey, they're flimsy anyway. You know it, I know it. Once more, Warp Fire Formulae grants upkeep minus 9% for Flamers and plus 9% missile strength when fighting within Kairos' faction. There's a special building in Slaanesh territory in the Southern Chaos Wastes that grants plus 20% barrier hit points to Flamers of Tzeentch. So how do you use Flamers of Tzeentch? Well, let's get into that. Setting aside the buffs, which give you a fairly decent improvement, you have 10 ammo to go from 0 to hero, after which the Flamers lose a lot of their power. How do you get more ammo? Oh, that's an issue of campaign mechanics. At 100 Tzeentch Corruption, ammunition is plus 50% for Flamers and other Tzeentch demonic units, so don't totally despair at the low ammo count. Past this point, apparently my old impressions are in no need of being changed. Past 40 meters, they get quite inaccurate, and rather than wanting to use them against heroes or small single entities, it's better to focus them either on really big entities or utterly annihilating infantry units. Why? Why is that? Because you're getting a lot more coverage of the entire infantry unit, so you're hitting more stuff, you're doing more damage consistently. In other words, while the damage to a single target is not a joke, the damage to infantry lacking really serious fire resistance is out of this realm of reality. So how do we make it even better? Well, that's what your cultists are for. Anything activating Kindle Flame just before Flamers strike makes the hits even more divine. Well, what you really need to keep in mind is that using these just became a lot easier with patch 4.2. A melee lord and a melee hero give you new options for forming blobs and obliterating them with Flamers. Also, like I said, 50 speed is actually pretty high, so not only is kiting possible, to some extent, but it's much easier if you have allied forces somehow slowing down the opponent. The details will vary with the situation. The slower the enemy, the easier to burn it down. And that's really it. The unit is made of paper, is easily destroyed, it loses a lot of power as soon as the ammo is finished, so every wasted shot hurts. And frankly, lots of stuff will take grievous casualties and then be very hard to finish off efficiently. Just routing and running outside of 90 meters really makes it difficult for the Flamers to finish them off. But Big Daddy Exalted Flamer has fire nados now, so that might be a little less of a problem. Take care, and have fun softening the enemy up through deep charring.